Hey, good afternoon. Uh, First, I'd like to congratulate my Washington National. Yeah, I got the original hat. Ain't no fake stuff here. So I'm winning the World Series. They're really, really good games there. Just want to let you know something here. When I was young, I played baseball, and I'm gonna call this story. I was the youngest free agent in the Negro League baseball. Now, some of y'all thinking, no, by the time I was born, Negro League was over. Well, it really broke up around the 50s, late 50s. I was born in 59. But all across the country, there was remnants still of the game. So on the Eastern Shore, one of my uncles played for some teams. Got my special blend just for the Washington Nationals here. One day I'm going to let y'all know. But anyway, so I was at the park watching him play and stuff. They were playing, and they came up short. One guy got hurt. They didn't have nobody else to play. And my uncle said, "Hey, can you come in here?" And now I was only 12. I was only about 12. So they put me in right field. That's where don't nobody hit the ball. But I was already good at playing baseball. I taught myself. I could catch real quick, easy. I used to throw the balls up against the wall and catch them within 10 feet. Not no problem. I started hitting with no problem. I used to hit stones, teeny tiny stones. So when it came to a big old baseball, it wasn't no big deal to me. And I could switch handed. That means I could switch from the right hand, hit from the right side or the left side. So that became very valuable and stuff. So they put me out in right field and hit the ball. I caught everything, got up the bat. I went 3 for 3, and they were impressed. They're like, "Oh my God, told my uncle, they said, your nephew, he pretty good to be so young." Now, these guys I was playing with, they was in their 20s and 30s, but I was hanging right there with them. It wasn't a big deal to me. So he asked me, he put me on the team, told my mom he was going to let me travel with him and everything. Of course, my mom and pop didn't know everything that went on at some of these games. Side note, this wasn't even AAA ball. Some of the guys used to joke and call it Triple D ball. And that was because most of the women who came to the game, they were Triple D's. Y'all know what I mean. Hey, this is true. I didn't make it up. This is what they said. This is what they called it. So we'll stick with that. But they were some good ball players. So we used to travel all over the Eastern Shore. We go down and play the Chrisfield Crabbers. And your name usually resulted from where you worked. Like, they had the Chrisfield Crabbers. The team I played on was called the Campbell Soup Canners. You had the Tyson Pluckers because they dealt with chickens. Then you had the Purdue Roasters. That was another chicken plant. And, these plants would sponsor them. Anyway, so we went down to Virginia and we had this tournament going on. And, what my uncle would do, I'd play a game. Sometimes we played 3 games in a day. So I'd play a game and then the other team would see me and then they would put me in and they would pay him to let me play on their team for their next game. So basically, I was a ringer because what would happen was everybody would bet on the games. And so they would see a kid playing and they just knew, he was going to get it. They would bet on how many strikeouts a pitcher might get, how many home runs I hit, how many stolen bases and stuff like that. So, when I get on, the guys that knew me would always bet big money because they know I was going to steal a base. I was always going to get a hit. So it wasn't no problem. So they would always win. Of course, sometimes they, break me off a little bit, a couple of dollars for some earnings and stuff. But this one particular thing, we made it. We played about 20 games in a season. And, we would travel, but we made it to the big game. And at the big game, what the prize was, like, one, you might bet the other team, and other than getting some kind of rinky-dink trophy, they would give like maybe a couple bushels of crabs, some corn, cases of chicken. This is all the stuff that they would somehow get from wherever they worked. I don't know how they got it. Wasn't my business. I was a 12, 13-year-old kid. So anyway, I'm playing, and this particular time, they had me as the catcher. So I'm back there, I'm catching and everything. And now a lot of these pitchers weren't, they weren't all-star pitchers. So catching was the hardest thing to do because they throwing the ball anywhere, everywhere. So the bases was loaded. So the play was going to be at home if it was an infield hit. So I'm the catcher. So the guy hit the ball to the shortstop. Shortstop grabbed the ball, and this big dude, Now I'm only weighing about maybe 100 pounds. This big dude coming down, barreling down from third base, and they throw me the ball. I catch the ball, and I'm waiting on him. I'm waiting on him because all I got to do is tag him, and I'm waiting for him to slide. So this fool decides not to slide. What he does a drop kick. He runs, and right before he gets to the base to slide, he jumps in the air. Now here I am, 100 pounds. He's about two something. He hit me with those cleats and he knocked the snot right out of me. I mean, boom, I was down. But I held the ball, so he was out. So instantly, my uncle and them all ran on the field and everything, and they went to start hitting and beating the dude up, and everybody was fighting. Then the other team coming, I'm laying on the ground still holding the ball and everything. I'm like, this is pretty good, an actual baseball brawl because of me. But they broke it up real quick because somebody pulled out a 38 special. Everybody had them and shot up in the air a couple times, and everybody kind of broke up. You know, they were still making some noise and everything. So I went on in the dugout. The game was pretty much over. I was in the dugout, and one of the guys on my uncle's team, he said, "Man, you pretty good out there. You took a good hit. You took a hit like a man." I said, "It made me feel good. You know, grown man tell a little kid, you took a hit like a man." So I was like, yeah, but we won the game, right? He said, "Here, man." He popped, took a beer, and it was a Pabst Blue Ribbon. That was the beer of the Eastern Shore, a Pabst Blue Ribbon. He said, "Here, man, you deserve it." Now, my uncle wasn't looking. My uncle was over there, you know, talking to some other people, right? And I'm looking around, making sure my uncle not looking. And I'm like, okay. So I take that beer, man, and I take a swig. And that Pabst Blue Ribbon was the nastiest thing I had ever tasted to that date. I spit that mess out, man. I was like, how in the world and they drink and you know, they be throwing down, cases of them, Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. Now, to me, the only thing Pabst Blue Ribbon beer is good for is cooking crabs. It somehow does something to the taste of the crabs and stuff. But let's get back. So my uncle, he would sell my services to other teams. Like I say, I was pretty much a ringer, but I was a free agent. And this was before free agency even existed in Major League Baseball. So one time, this one particular guy, you know, every now and then we would get some professional players would be just coming through, and they sit down and talk to us about the pro game and everything. And this one dude named Kurt Flood, he came through, and I didn't pay attention to who he was at the time, but I talked to my uncle about how that free agency thing worked and everything. And told him, my uncle explained to him how it worked and stuff. You know, we trade his services, they pay us, and he's a ringer and this and this. So fast forward about a year later, I saw Kurt Flood was going against the Major League Baseball because he wanted to be a free agent. This was the start of the free agency. So somehow I think, you know, that they got the idea from us. This wasn't nothing that just popped up. So all you ball players out there, you can probably thank me, little old me, for being the first free agent and probably the youngest free agent ever in the history of baseball. This is a true story. We always had a good time playing them games and stuff. They always had some good food. Like I say, I learned a lot of things. I heard a lot of interesting conversations. Because everybody wasn't on the up and up. You know, you had some drunk people and this and that. It was almost like Bingo Long and the Traveling All-Star Motor Kings. I don't know if you ever saw that movie, but it was about Negro League baseball and stuff. But like I said, I had a great time. I learned a lot. Played a lot, man. I got really, really good. If for some strange reason, when I went to go play baseball in high school, just couldn't make the team. To be honest, I know what it was. I didn't know at the time, but I know what it was. Coach, there wasn't no black guys on his team. I think his name was Elsie. Yeah, I put him out there. I knew who he was. I knew what it was about. So we all ran track. But anyway, my thing of all the sports, I love baseball. Always did. I was fast, could steal bases, could catch everything, hit from the left side, hit from the right side. Like I said, that was a good part of my upbringing. You know, those meals after we have a game, you know, they'd have something like, you know, big bushels of crabs cooked, chicken, stewed goat, not curry goat, stewed goat, all that kind of stuff. And, my biggest thing, man, I ain't drink no more beer. I always stuck to a Dr. Pepper and stuff. But that was part of my childhood. Never did tell my parents what went on. I just say, we had a good ball game. But my thing is, I love traveling all up and down the Eastern Shore and them back roads and some of them places and stuff playing ball. Didn't nobody bother me. I was a kid. They saw me and we just had a good time. But hey, congratulations to my Nationals. But all you free agents out there and all this free agency, I was the first. So you can thank me.